beginning. You're a happy, loving family, successful parents. Suddenly, Mia's in. And then one night she just vanishes. What happened?
Well, we didn't know she'd been leading a double life. She had been a great daughter, been making straight A's. She didn't, we had no idea that she was using drugs and self-mutilating and basically killing the pain that she was feeling. And even though she'd had therapy, I spent 2 years in the court saving her from him basically, it leaves a residue.
It's very durable trauma.
So you were in the middle of this and your parents had no idea?
No, strange as it may sound, I wanted to protect my parents because there's how you actually are and then there's their perception of how you are, and I didn't want to contradict that because I knew it would hurt my mother if she could see how much pain I was in. How much self-loathing at the time I felt that I didn't know how to process, so I turned it inward. So you begin on level 1, which is no condiments, no privileges. You can't speak without permission, you can't do anything without permission, and there is no contact with the outside world. Into the fact that I was withdrawing from drugs, so that makes it surreal to begin with, let alone withdrawing from drugs in the Czech Republic at a lockdown facility where people, I mean, they speak English, but the language that we all had to learn there was German. So, I mean, you're talking a completely alien environment, and obviously at first I was livid. Never going to talk to you again, I'm going to burn the place down. I was just as angry as a 15-year-old on drugs that's just had all of her freedom taken away can be. And part of what was so strange is the rules there. It's a very, as I'm sure you read, regimented system of points and levels. So you initially begin with no privileges. You can't shave, you can't speak, you can't, no contact with your family, no contact with the outside world.
You can have contact with
right,
your parents. You could write letters as often as possible.
And so initially, I mean, the first few months, as to be expected, I was rebellious, I was furious, I refused to open up about anything. And then after a while, I just got sick of myself, I think. Probably about 2.5 months in, you start to see girls that came in at the same point as you that had begun to open up and work on themselves. And lo and behold, they were actually happier, which it didn't occur to me that it was possible to feel any different than how I felt at the time, so I had no incentive to change, really. So it wasn't until I saw people in my shoes making a different choice for themselves and then seeing how that made them feel that I began to make the connection that, all right, maybe I should or could do something